When you're one of the most famous women on the planet, adored, idolized, and constantly under a spotlight, there's a dark side that few people ever see. For Jennifer Lopez, the global superstar whose beauty and charm captivated millions, that dark side came to life in the form of a terrifying real-life stalker, a man who invaded her home, slept in her bed, and left behind a chilling reminder that fame often comes with an unbearable price. It all began in 2013, when Jennifer Lopez was living her dream. She was performing, acting, producing, and balancing motherhood with her ever-growing career. Her mansion in the Hamptons, a beautiful, gated estate surrounded by manicured lawns and tall hedges, was supposed to be her sanctuary. A place where she could escape the chaos of Hollywood, focus on her kids, and feel safe. But one summer evening, that illusion of safety shattered. A man named John Dubus, a former firefighter from Rhode Island, had developed an unsettling obsession with Jennifer Lopez. To the outside world, he was a quiet man. But online, he was spiraling deeper into delusion. He began posting strange messages on social media, claiming to be Lopez's husband, referring to her as his wife, and insisting that they were living together. In his mind, he wasn't an intruder, he believed he already belonged to her. But what happened next would sound like something out of a horror movie. For nearly a week, Dubus actually lived inside Jennifer Lopez's Hamptons mansion, without anyone realizing it. He broke in while she was away, snuck into her guest house, and made himself comfortable. He slept in her bed. He used her shower. He even posted photos from inside her property online, bragging about his home. It was the kind of violation that's hard to even imagine, a stranger, living undetected in the private space where your children play, where you're supposed to feel most secure. Even more disturbingly, this wasn't a random break-in. Dubus had been following Lopez's movements for months. He seemed to know when she would be away, and when her security detail was lighter. When police eventually found him, he wasn't hiding, he was calmly sitting outside her pool house, as if he belonged there. Officers described him as peaceful but clearly delusional. Jennifer Lopez, of course, was shaken to her core. To think that someone could invade her home, slip past security, and live there undetected for days was horrifying. Her security team was forced to overhaul their entire system. Cameras were upgraded, and new guards were hired. And for Lopez, that sense of safety, that sacred boundary between fame and privacy, was forever broken. But this wasn't the first time Jennifer Lopez had faced a terrifying stalker situation. Fame, especially for women in the public eye, often attracts obsession, and Lopez's allure made her a magnet for the disturbed. Years earlier, in the early 2000s, another man named Nestor Tapia began following her to public appearances. He sent her letters, appeared at her studio rehearsals, and even managed to slip into a red carpet event she attended. He claimed he heard messages from God telling him they were meant to be together. Lopez's team quickly obtained a restraining order. But the incident marked the beginning of a pattern, the realization that her fame had a shadow that followed her everywhere. After the Hamptons break-in, the details of Dubus's mental state emerged. He was arrested and charged with burglary and stalking but was later found unfit to stand trial due to his psychiatric condition. He was committed to a mental facility, and the charges were dropped. But for Lopez, that didn't erase the trauma. The thought that someone had invaded her private space, had touched her belongings, walked through her rooms, maybe even looked through her children's photos, haunted her long after. Friends of Lopez later revealed that she became noticeably more private after the incident. She stopped posting casual photos from home, avoided sharing her location in real time, and tightened her circle. She'd always been protective of her family, but this event turned that protectiveness into vigilance. Even years later, Lopez would subtly reference the constant sense of surveillance that comes with her life. "It's like living in a glass box," she once said in an interview. "You try to have a normal life, but people forget that you're still human, that you can still be scared." The psychological toll of being stalked, experts say, can be immense, even more so for celebrities. The fear isn't just about one person, it's the realization that you're never really safe, that your fame makes you a target for strangers who think they know you. For Lopez, it was a rude awakening that the glamorous world of Hollywood can sometimes blur into the truly horrifying. And yet, through it all, Jennifer Lopez's strength has remained unshaken. She refused to let fear dictate her life. In interviews, she focused instead on resilience, on maintaining balance, and on building a world where she could still thrive despite the shadows that fame sometimes brings. But even as her career continued to soar, from blockbuster movies to her Las Vegas residency to the Super Bowl halftime show, those who work closely with her say she never forgot that break-in. It changed her approach to fame. It made her aware that being loved by millions also means being watched by millions, and sometimes, by the wrong kind of eyes. There's an eerie irony to the story of Jennifer Lopez's stalker. The men believed he was part of her life, that he belonged in her world, when, in reality, his intrusion only underscored how deeply separated she was from ordinary existence. She could command stages, headlines, and stadiums. And her own home, her supposed refuge, had been infiltrated by a ghost from the real world. Today, the house where the break-in happened has been sold. But the legend of that chilling summer remains one of Hollywood's most unsettling true stories. It's a reminder that behind every red carpet smile and glamorous performance lies a reality of danger, of the risks celebrities face simply for being seen. In Hollywood, obsession is often romanticized. Fans scream, cry, and tattoo their idols' faces on their arms. But there's a razor-thin line between admiration and fixation, and for Jennifer Lopez, that line was crossed in the most terrifying way possible. When fans today talk about J.Lo's grace, her longevity, her ability to reinvent herself again and again, they rarely mention the darker moments that shaped her strength. But the truth is, that quiet resilience, that ability to carry herself with poise and calm, it was forged in moments like these. Imagine coming home to find a stranger has lived in your house, slept in your bed, believed you were already his wife. For most people, that would be a nightmare they'd never recover from. For Jennifer Lopez, it became part of her story, a testament to how she faced even the most invasive horrors with composure. In the glittering world of Hollywood, where fame often comes hand in hand with fear, Jennifer Lopez stands as a symbol of what it means to endure. To keep smiling, keep performing, and keep moving forward, even when the shadows of obsession try to follow. The story of her obsessed fan isn't just a creepy Hollywood anecdote, it's a reflection of the cost of celebrity, of the thin veil between adoration and danger. And as Jennifer Lopez continues to shine, one thing remains certain: beneath the glamour lies a survivor who knows just how real the darkness of fame can be.